Hey guys, how are you? David Franco here from TechSocial.com with my review on the PureGear DualTek Extreme Shock Case for the iPhone 4 and yes, the 4S. Now first off, let's start out by going through the official specs on PureGear's website. Now I'm going to look over the camera here because, well, I do have notes. PureGear says this is a layered material for combined strength, toughness, and flex. It also offers a slim and sleek design while being protective at the same time, a 360-degree protection, as well as offering open access to all necessary ports such as your 30-pin dock connector, your headphone jack, volume keys, sleep-wake button, and all that good stuff. Okay, now with all those official specs out of the way, they're great and all, but let's get to my personal experience, and let's start out with the pros. Pro number one, this case does offer a pretty slim profile considering what it is. Now I gotta be honest, I'm not usually the biggest fan of protective cases purely for the fact, well, they're usually pretty thick, but that's not really the case with the DualTek. I keep saying DualShock, I keep thinking the PlayStation controllers. The DualTek case, while it is very protective, it's also pretty slim in profile, which is always good in my book because you guys know I'm obsessed with design. Extending the whole protection factor, I gotta say I definitely feel very protected with this. I have actually thrown my phone a couple times, not like across the room or whatever, but I've dropped it. And I gotta say, I actually feel very protected with this case. As you guys know, I baby my iPhone. It's practically the tech love of my life. So I always want this thing to be protected. So while retaining a slim profile design, I'm also retaining awesome protection. This especially comes into play when you factor in the rubber bumpers on the corner of the iPhone. These alone offer so much protection over other cases I've used in the past. However, the protection does not stop there. Now when I say protection, I'm not referring to simply the phone hitting a hard surface or anything like that, but I'm also referring to the protection within your hand because, well, if you don't have a good grip on this phone, then chances are pretty good that you will drop it. Now, what am I getting at here? I'm getting at this very smart product design. Now, if you view my unboxing video, which is right below for your convenience, as always, I like to link you guys. You guys know I love that. Oops, I actually almost powered down my phone, which I'll talk about in a second. If you look on the side here, you have little finger grips. Very smart design, but you also have a palm rest right here. So when you're holding it like this, it's just natural to put this side in your palm and these two slots on your fingers and just go about your business. I have to give huge props to PureGear for excellent product design. PureGear has quickly turned into one of my favorite iPhone accessory companies because I really like the roll-on screen protector, which I will also link below if you guys are interested in watching that. So that good design also rolls over to this case design. Now, of course, like any good product out there, there are a couple cons worth mentioning, unfortunately. But that is the point of you watching this video, right? For me to give my honest thoughts. Now, let me say there are only two cons, which is good because, believe me, I've used much, much worse cases out there. And, well, this isn't that really big of a con. Number one, the back is kind of slippery. Despite the awesome palm rest and the corner protection of the rubber grips, the back does not have a grip at all. It's very slippery. A good example of this is, well, my sliding it on my hand. Yeah, I know this isn't like a realistic scenario, but it does show you how slippery the back is. Now, this isn't a huge deal for everybody because, like any device you're holding, you definitely want to be careful. So the average person isn't going to do this for fun. I'm obviously just doing this for video purposes, but it's definitely something worth, well, keeping in mind. And con number two is definitely something I never really experienced on a case before because it's usually the other way around. Typically, I like a case where you can press the buttons easily. Yes, I'm pressing that right now. I've used cases in the past where you had to press too hard, but this case, actually, this is going to sound a little weird. The power button, the sleep-wake button, whatever you want to call it, presses a little too easily. I've actually found myself accidentally holding it down by accident and then being presented with this, the shutdown prompt. That's actually happened a few times. Now, of course, this isn't a huge deal breaker for anybody, but it's just one of those odd quirks that you want to keep in mind if that's something that bothers you. Now, of course, this one con alone isn't going to say, guys, do not buy this case, because believe me, this is a great case overall. The pros easily outweigh the cons, but this little weird quirk, I think, is still worth a mention. And there you have it, my review of the PureGear DualTek Extreme Shock Case for both, again, the iPhone 4S and the 4 great fit, overall awesome case, awesome protection. Despite those two minor cons, I definitely have to recommend this case. It sells for $39.99 over at PureGear.com. Their link, as always, is right below. However, before I close this video out, I want to show you guys an official customer testimonial regarding this case, and I'm pretty sure you will recognize this guy. If that video does not convince you, then I don't know what will. Thank you so much to PureGear for sponsoring this for a review. Overall, awesome case. I loved almost everything about it. If you guys have any questions regarding this case, just post in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. And I will see you next time.